Your New Orleans Saints are also up against a tall task, and not just Josh Allen, but the entire Buffalo Bills roster.
Josh Allen is tall.
He's very tall. That's why I said it. And you got to go on the road to face off against the Bills. You have lost the first 3 games of the season. And not only are you an underdog, you are a 15.5-point underdog in this matchup on the road. ESPN Matchup Predictor gives Buffalo over an 80% chance to win this game. And I'm going to be honest with you, I thought it would be a little bit higher.
Is it 16.5 or 15.5 right now?
It's gone down to 15.5.
Oh, okay, a lot of money coming in on the Saints. I like that. So 15.5 in the NFL is basically the equivalent of like 1,000 in college. So to be 80%, like that ESPN, like the odds tracker of wins and losses, how many times have you sweated out a bet that your team was 99% chance to win and you lost?
Yeah.
Like it happens a lot.
Yeah.
So they're pretty quick to get above 90% on that ESPN odds to win little wheel that they have. So 15.5 points at only 80% is shocking. So what we're trying to tell you guys is we're saying there's a chance. Not a very good one, but a 1 in 5 chance. So you remember the Little Giants?
I do.
Remember the pregame speech?
Yes.
One time.
Yeah.
Racing down bikes down a hill. Beat me every time.
He beat him, but he beat his brother.
He might beat me 99 out of 100 times,
Yeah.
but there's always that one time.
Yeah.
So let's find it this weekend.
All right.
So I was scrolling through this morning, trying to, catch up on my sports headlines.
Yeah.
But I was honestly just trying to figure out, I was trying to watch the scenes from Bethpage and the Ryder Cup. I was trying to see all, the USA chants and all this stuff. And I'm trying to find Ryder Cup stuff. And all of a sudden, I see this press conference with Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Yesterday. And being interviewed. And someone asked, such a dumb question. They're going in and hey, so how you feeling? Why aren't you starting Shuck yet? And I'm like, are you serious? He's got to sit here and answer those questions when there's about 1 billion problems on the team right now, and quarterback ain't one of them.
Yeah.
And 4 games into the season, you're on the road against one of the best teams in the NFL. That's the question you're going to decide to just pull out of your back pocket. And I get it. You got this, shiny new toy that you want to play with. I got it, but you got to take a look around. That is not the issue. Rattler's new as well. He's pretty young and playing pretty well. And I say pretty well relatively. I know quarterbacks get judged on their win-loss record. But you also kind of got to grade on a little bit of a scale right now.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the pack when it comes to almost every category that we judge quarterbacks off of.
Yeah.
He's somewhere in the 15 to 17 range in most stats. And so that's good enough quarterback play for you to go out there and be successful.
And the pieces around him are not middle of the pack.
No.
They are at the bottom of the pack.
Look, I'm not Spencer Rattler's agent. I don't have anything that I benefit from talking good about Spencer Rattler. But he's put good stuff on tape. Has he been perfect? Has he been world-changing? No, but he's been good enough. And you got to start putting things around him. This is, we can't hammer it enough. This is not a quarterback issue team. This is a roster issue in a lot of places.
Right.
This is an offensive line issue without question. Some of the weapons, that's certainly. And you brought some weapons in via trade that haven't been on the field yet. And honestly, let's look at the injuries for the Saints, okay? Because you sign Chase Young to this big deal, and he's got a calf injury, and we were told, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It happened during the week. Probably going to miss a game, but it'll be okay. Well, where's he at right now? There's no update. There's no change. You've played 3 games, and you can't find him. All right? You bring in a receiver from Denver. You bring in a Trey Palmer from the waiver wire, and he hasn't been able to get on the field, right? And he's had a hamstring. The things that you've tried to bring in there also, you got to get him on the field. Chase Young's got to get on the field. Trey Palmer, somebody we talked about, and, I'm not saying that Trey Palmer's going to change the math and you're going to be 3-0, but you brought him in on a waiver wire claim for a reason because he could help your offense out. And so this ain't a quarterback, man. There's a lot of issues right now.
What happens in these situations when there is a lack of talent, when you haven't had the success, when you start over for a handful of games, It's like, and you got this quarterback that's new, and you got this shiny new toy behind him. Like, all of the slight imperfections throughout the course of a game that are natural to happen, a ball that's a little bit back shoulder, a little out of reach, they get highlighted. And they become like notches in people's belt that are like, oh, we got to make the change now because look at that one throw he made was a little bit behind him. Or he didn't move in the pocket. He took a sack right there. It's these slight imperfections at a game that every quarterback from Tom Brady to Aaron Rodgers to Drew Brees would make throughout the course of a game, but they don't get highlighted. They don't get talked about because there's weapons around you. There's other people that make plays throughout the game. So, like, any slight imperfection that Rattler makes right now is being just, like, ultra polarized. But the fact of the matter is, consistently, he's doing enough for you to be relevant and for a team to be able to at least win some games around you. So, I mean, we'll see. Of course, a tall task this week against Buffalo and playing against who I think is the best football player in the National Football League right now in Josh Allen. But they're not superhuman. They're not unflappable. You had a team that was, thinking about firing their coach and, do we bench Tua? They had a Miami Dolphin team that came in there and played with him. Yeah, sure, I know that they ended up, I think, losing by 10. But it wasn't a 10-score game the entire time. They stayed with him. So, look, take some positive. Yeah, it's going to be a tall task to say you're going to go up to Buffalo and win this game. But can you get positives from it even in a loss? I think you can. I think you certainly can, especially when you're following week you get to play the Giants.
Oof.
Got to get that one.
It sounds crazy saying that about a National Football League team. But I understand what you're saying. But
I know. I'm not looking for moral victories either.
Because the first 2 weeks I felt like you got those. And then you got housed by Seattle.
Yep.
And I think Seattle's going to be a good football team. But the way that game went, it's like you didn't even show up. Mm-hmm. Like they could have done some of those things on air. So, like, the moral victories, when you're a 16-point, 15-point underdog, I get it. But at some point, man, this team's got to put it together. They got to put more together. Devon Bailey's got to get on the field. Chase Young's got to get on the field. This roster isn't good enough to have guys like that out right now.
No, it's not good enough at all to have guys like that. But it makes me I hate trying to even talk about or defend a moral victory at all. And that's why I like these, this time of the year right now, the way the Saints look, it's kind of hard to talk about these, talk about in these segments right now. Talk about the positives, the outlooks, because it is so early. So it's not doomsday. They could end up. Kellen Moore said it when he came on our show. Mm-hmm. He said, we have to weather the storm. There's going to be ups and downs this year. Probably more downs than ups. Not his words, my words. Probably more downs than ups. But it's a long season.
Yeah.
So could they catch a little fire at some point through a stretch? Who knows? You got to get guys back. You have to have the people that you discussed. You have to have them on the field with the pads on, with the cleats on, strapped up and playing hard. And defensively, the defense has played hard. So when you get those guys back into the lineup, you got to think that they're going to match that intensity as well. So you never know what's really going to. It is the National Football League. The Saints still have professional football players. Even our right guard, he's a professional football player. So, what?
Barely. And no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
Probably a great guy.
I don't know.
Yeah, you think he's a bad guy too?
I don't know. Don't know him. Just calling it like I see it as far as the play on the field.
Screw it. Saints going to win.